Hello there people of the internet, and welcome back to another Nerd Central video. In today's video I am going to be taking a look at the highly acclaimed DC graphic novel, which is the Flashpoint paradox, alternately known as Flashpoint. Now we'll take a look at the packaging. Right, taking a look at how it is presented, and as you can see the cover is very nice. It features a picture of the Flash running at super speed, as well as a lot of the members of the alternate versions of like the Justice League, with like Aquaman, Cyborg, Batman and Wonder Woman there, and then there's just a picture of a city, and then there's just a little quote saying how good it is. Pause if you want to read that there. And then at the top it just says Flashpoint in this very cool logo, as well as the people involved in making this. On the sides it has a picture of the Flash, Flashpoint, and then just a few of the people involved and DC. And then at the back it has a picture from the comic, as well as everything you know will change in a flash. And then here it has a blurb, pause if you want to read that. Taking a look at the inside, and as you can see the artwork's very good. It goes for this sort of realistic but yet comic book sort of graphic novel style, which I really do like. I mean, all the characters are drawn really well, and like the action scenes with explosions are really good. So yeah, the artwork is very good in this, I have to say. So yeah, as for how it is presented, I would say this is very good. The artwork's top notch. The cover's brilliant, and it's just very good. Also, you get an alternate cover, which I will show you. You can see one side has the reverse Flash, and one side has the Flash. And yeah, it's really cool having a alternate cover if you don't like the one that you get on the little slip cover. So yeah, now I'll get to the most important part, which is my thoughts on the comic. So yeah, now for my thoughts on Flashpoint itself. What do I think of it? Well, I love this story. Even though it isn't perfect, but I do think it is a really cool and interesting take on the Flash, and it does show some new versions of well-loved characters. I'll tell you why I love it now. First of all, as I said just then, I love how we get to see alternate versions of characters. Like, we get to see an alternate version of Batman, Cyborg, Superman, Wonder Woman, and loads of others, just to say a few. And yeah, it's really cool. Like, you get a version like where Bruce Wayne died instead of his parents, so Thomas Wayne ends up becoming the Batman. You get a version like where Wonder Woman and Aquaman are at war. And like, you get Superman, like where he got taken away by the government and experimented on. And yeah, I really do like how we get to see all these alternate versions of well-loved characters. It is a really cool thing to see. I love how there are little hints in this towards the villain's identity, like whoever altered the timeline in order to make it sort of like this, where the world's at war. I love how there's a little bit at the beginning, like where it's hinted towards who the villain is, because there is a little panel where you get to see a sort of faded image of who it is, and it makes you think, oh, is it this said villain who's sort of done all this? And yeah, I really do like that little hint towards who the villain is. I also love how all the heroes disagree at the start, like when Cyborg is trying to recruit them to fight against Wonder Woman and the Flash. Because in this reality, we get to see all the people that are usually villains being the sort of good guys, like Captain Cold, just loads of other people. And yeah, I really do like how they sort of disagree on how to act at the start. It is really cool. I also love how we get to see a little glimpse of how bad the war between Aquaman and Wonder Woman has got in Europe. Because instead of it just being said, oh, the war's really bad over there, like it is in some graphic novels, we actually get to see it with how London has been flooded, how Paris has been destroyed, and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, it is really cool how we get to actually have a glimpse at how bad the war does get over there. I also love the way that the Flash gets his powers back, being that it sort of mimics how he gets them in the traditional sense, being that he basically straps himself into a chair and gets chemicals poured over him, and you know, set alight by the lightning bolt, obviously. And yeah, I really do like how it doesn't actually work the first time. He has to have a few attempts at it, and it does show Barry Allen's determination to set things right. And yeah, I really do like how the Flash gets his powers back in a way that sort of mirrors his origin. I really do like that. I also love how this comic shows how devious the government are and what they will do to sort of get power and sort of, you know, get leverage in other places. Because, little bit of a spoil here, but Superman's ship in this reality doesn't crash in Kansas. It crashes in, I think it's Metropolis, and ends up destroying a whole load of buildings and people. And basically the government take his ship and, you know, try to experiment on Superman, which is horrible as it is. But instead of just doing that, they actually use the sort of ship landing and say, oh, it was South America that launched a missile against us, in a way to almost sort of invade there. And it is really cool how they twist the truth. I really do like seeing that in this graphic novel. I also love the end battle scenes and how the Reverse Flash enters the story. Because yeah, that villain who I talked about earlier, it is the Reverse Flash, and it's really cool how he enters the story. Because at the final climax, like where there's loads of people fighting each other, and there's sort of all out war in sort of England, the Reverse Flash, when Barry's on the floor, just comes over him and says something like, "Oh Barry, what have you done?" And yeah, it is really cool because it's like one of them scenes in the movie like where the villain is finally revealed. I really do love that. One thing I don't like, however, about that end battle is I don't like how easily the Reverse Flash is defeated. Because throughout all this battle, he's beating the utter crap out of Barry Allen, the Flash. And it's like, oh my god, this guy is unstoppable. But how he is actually defeated is he's just standing there, gloating to Barry, and he just gets stabbed in the back, and then he's dead. And I'm like, no, that's too easy. I don't like that, how he's just defeated by a single stab from the Batman, and yet Barry, this superhuman, basically speedster, can't defeat him. I don't really like that, to be honest. I do like the ending of the story and how it is solved, however, because it does delve into a lot of Barry's sort of inner emotions, being that he has to do something with his mum. I'm not going to say what it is, but really it sort of tests him and sort of, you know, breaks his heart in some ways. I really do like that. I do think, because the story uses a lot of lesser known characters, shall we say, that it can become pretty confusing at times, because there are characters in there that even I haven't heard of, and because the story doesn't really explain who they are, it's like, wait, who are you? What's your involvement in this? Yeah, I don't really like that aspect of the story, to be honest. Overall, I think that the Flashpoint Paradox is a good graphic novel that delves into the Flash very well, like his family life, what would he actually be like if his mother survived, and what he thinks of like the Reverse Flash and that. It does really delve into that quite well. It has a cool alternate timeline story, and therefore has a lot of new and interesting takes on well-known characters like Batman, Superman, Aquaman and Wonder Woman, which are very cool to explore. Although, because it expects you to know a lot about sort of comic characters, and it uses a lot of more unknown characters, it can become a bit confusing at times, as it doesn't explain who they are and what they are doing in the story, which is a bit naff, to be honest. But anyway, apart from that, it's an overall decent story, I would say. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. This has been another Nerd Central video. Thank you for watching. Comment down below your thoughts on Flashpoint. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Tell me what you think. I'd love to have a discussion in the comments. Click the subscribe button that should be appearing on your screens in order to get more Nerd Central videos. I do a lot of comic reviews, I do a lot of Doctor Who reviews, and I do a lot of movie reviews when I can. And I'm trying to sort of diversify the channel a bit by doing a bit more sort of comic and movie reviews. So yeah, if any of that appeals to you, click that button. Check in the description for links to the Facebook and Twitter pages in order to keep up to date with the channel and to get things like updates and behind the scenes photos. And yeah, this has been another Nerd Central video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time with another video. Goodbye, my dears, and thanks for watching.